Okay, so good day, grade 10. So this is our last lesson for term 1 and I hope na marami tayong natutunan and sana may mga bagong kaalaman kayong madadala beyond our classroom. And please, mga anak, huwag niyo akong iiwan sa term 2. Tuloy-tuloy lang tayo sa ating journey sa science. At ngayon nga, our last topic is about evidence supporting evolution, fossils, biogeography, and comparative morphology. So dito iikot yung ating last lesson. So paano ba itong fossils, biogeography, and comparative morphology is nakatulong para lalo pang pagtibayin yung ating paniniwala sa theory of evolution. So I am Sir Wawi, your ever curious science buddy. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe para lagi kang updated sa mga susunod pa nating science lessons. All right. So for our learning competency today, use information from secondary sources to explain how lines of evidence such as fossils, biogeography, and comparative morphology support the occurrence of evolution. Okay, so for our learning objectives, explain how evidence supports evolution, describe fossils as evidence of evolutionary change, explain biogeography and species distribution, describe comparative morphology, use information from secondary sources to support explanations about evolutions. Okay, so for our quick review evidence check. So for instruction, say the answer aloud or write the correct type of evidence. So raise your hand if you want to answer kung tinatanong ito ni teacher. Why do whales have bones similar to humans? So, bakit daw ang whales may mga buto na kaparehas kaparehas sa tao? Okay, so nakakita na ba kayo ng whales? Picture. Okay, and then nakita niyo na ba yung overall structure beyond pag walang laman ang whale? It's like, for example, a bone totally. Okay, so bakit ka parehas kaya? So because whales and humans share a common ancestor, which is why their bone structure are similar. Okay, so kaya pala daw in science, kaya parehas yung structure or bone structure ng mga whales at ng humans kasi nanggaling lang tayo sa magkaparehas na ancestors. Okay, we evolved from the same ancestor. Okay, second question. Why do fossils of extinct animals exist? So bakit merong mga fossils or remains? Pag sinabi natin, narinig natin yung word na remains of dead plants and animals, it's fossils. Ano, bakit meron pa rin tayong nakikitang mga fossils ng mga extinct. Pag sinabi nating extinct animals, wala na sa ecosystem. They already vanished. Okay, from different factors. Ano, kung bakit sila, hindi iba't iba yung dahilan kung bakit sila nawala sa ecosystem. It could be for shelter, for food, or for competition, and many more factors. Ano, so bakit nakakakita pa rin tayo ng mga fossils? Okay, nung mga nawala ng animals. So fossils exist because remains of organism were preserved in rocks over long periods of time, giving evidence of past life on Earth. Okay, so yung mga extinct animals na nawala na sa ecosystem, na-preserve sila. Pwedeng sa mga bato, over long period of times, okay, na ginagamit natin ngayon na mga basis or ebidensya para pag-aralan ang nakalipas. Okay. So, napakahalaga itong mga anak, itong mga fossils na to because we can track back how we traveled, okay, or how what do you call it, how time passes. Okay, kung paano ba or kung gaano nakahaba yung oras na lumipas. Okay, through these fossils. Ayan, so imagine ano, yung mga fossils pa ng mga animals na nag-exist millions of years ago, we can still see it, observe it, and thanks to the fossils that is discovered or yung mga nadidiscover yung fossils in different parts of the world, yan, nakakatulong sa mga scientists para mabalikan ang mga nakalipas. Siyempre, through the use of modern technology. Okay, so why do different islands have unique species? Okay naman. So bakit kaya may mga isla na iba't iba yung mga nakatira na hayop? Ano yung reason mga anak? Una, magbigay kayo sa akin ng reason. One factor na nakakaapekto kung bakit iba-iba yung mga species na nakatira sa isang isla is, for example, source of food. Okay, another factor is walang masyadong predator or it depends on the predators. Okay, another factor is the climate. Okay, so yun ang mga factors na nakakaapekto kung bakit iba-iba yung mga species na nakatira sa isang lugar. For example, in our island sa Romblon, mga anak, tubong Romblon ako. Okay, lumaki ako doon, nakatumira ako doon ng 15 years. Okay, and then nandito na ako nag-work sa city. But still, I can recall what species or particular species are present in each of the island in Romblon. So, sa aming isla, sa Simara, okay, so kung i-compare ko sa isla ng Banton, okay, let's say Banton and Simara. Sa Banton pa nga anak, maraming unggoy. Talagang sobrang dami. Na-documentary pa yon, okay, parang na-visit nung isa sa mga documentary sa GMA, sa Born to be Wild, na yung mga unggoy daw dun sa Banton is considered as peste na mas marami pa daw yung population ng unggoy compared dun sa mga taong nakatira sa island. Okay, pero pagdating sa isla namin, sa Simara, wala kang makikitang unggoy. Okay, and one of the factor na tinitingnan natin doon is yung source of food din. Source of food, and then wala masyado silang kakompetensya pagdating sa habitat. Kasi actually sa Banton, konti lang din ang mga tao. Okay, so isa yun sa mga factors. Sa Simara or sa aming isla kaya walang mga unggoy, though meron na dala siguro, pero wala talaga akong nakikitang mga unggoy sa aming isla. So siguro dahil sa pagkain din, source of food. Kasi mostly sa amin kasi sa what do you call this, Sibara, ang aming pinaka-main source natin ng pagkain, yung lulugit, okay, pagkuha ng mga niyog, okay, kaya mostly siguro kaya walang unggoy is kakompetensya ng unggoy ang mga tao. Okay, pagdating sa sources of food. So, iba-iba. Another example mga anak is sa Philippines na lang lumawak tayo. Bakit kaya sa desierto may camel, sa Philippines wala? Okay, 'di ba? So yun na yung isa sa mga pagkakaiba eh. It's because of climate. Ano po? So different islands have unique species because organisms adapt to different environments and evolve separately over time. Okay, yun yung reason. Okay, kasi nag-a-adapt sila dun sa environment. So kung ano yung swak, okay, na katangian or factor na meron dun sa environment, yun yung ina-adapt ng mga animals. To what? They adapt to for what? Ano yung sole purpose why they adapt? Okay, to survive. Yun yung pinaka-reason. Because if you don't have the ability to adapt, you will be eliminated in the ecosystem. At ako, anak, ay magbibigay ng example. Hindi ito pambabash. Hindi ito kung ano man. Okay, in reality yung ating titingnan. Yung ating Philippine Eagle, one of the most, nasa ano siya, top of the food chain, di ba? Top predator. Okay, yung ating Philippine Eagle. Pero meron siyang isang factor na hindi nakakasabay in modern times. Okay, yun yung ability niya to reproduce. At pag hindi yun nabago ng mga Philippine Eagle, yung ability niya to reproduce fast, mai-eliminate siya sa ecosystem through natural selection. Because of the different factors arising. Okay, shelter, habitat, okay, ano pa, competition for food sources. Okay, kasi ang ating mga Philippine Eagle, though sila ay top predator, yung process nila ng pag-reproduce napakabagal. And meron din sila kasing characteristics na pagiging what do you call this? Kumbaga sa parang monogamy or yung loyal talaga sila pagdating sa kanilang mga mates. Okay. At sa isang taon, okay, napakaswerte ng makapangitlog sila. Ano po? So, at kung mangitlog ba naman sila, hindi pa siya sure kung mapipisa yung eggs nila or kung mapisa man, isa lang yung napisa. So, ganun ka-rare. So kung hindi na bago yung kanilang characteristics on how they reproduce, talagang through time, they will be eliminated kung hindi mag intervene tayong mga tao, kung hindi natin sila ipi-preserve. Okay, kasi ngayon meron na tayong mga foundation na nagpe-preserve sa Philippine Eagle para matulungan natin sila maka-recover yung kanilang population sa ecosystem. Okay, so next, so self-check activity evolution. So right through if the statement is correct and false if it is wrong. Okay, so evolution means all organisms change in their lifetime. Actually, this statement is false. Ano? Bakit false? Kasi hindi po nag evolve in an instant ang mga organism in their lifetime. No. Paano ba nakikita ang evolution or changes? Through generations, mga anak. So, evolution happens over many generations, not within one organism's lifetime. Okay, so next, fossils provide evidence of past life on Earth. It's true. Okay, because fossils are preserved remains or traces of ancient organisms that show what life or life before. Ano? So, yun yung pinaka basis natin ngayon, fossils. Kaya nga maraming naniniwala na mga scientists na dinosaurs exist kasi maraming fossils or evidences na nakikita about dinosaurs. Okay, hindi naman yun gawa-gawa eh. Gawa-gawang kwento. May ebidensya. Okay, next. Organisms can adapt to their environment over time. Of course, it's true. Ano? Lahat naman ng organisms, even humans, okay, even other organisms, okay, because adaptations help organisms to survive better in changing environments across generations. And since our environment is constantly changing, nag-change talaga to over time, all organisms need to follow, okay, the trend or kailangang sumabay tayo sa pagbabago. Kasi kung hindi ka sumabay, again, our environment has the ability to eliminate those organisms that cannot adapt through the process of natural selection. Okay, kasi ang pinaka gusto ng environment or ang magsusurvive sa environment, yung may mga best characteristics. Okay, all living things are exactly the same today as in the past. It's false. Ang dami nang nagbago. Ang dami ng, okay, na mga bago ngayong organisms. In the latter period of our time, especially nung very beginning, wala pa namang tao daw. According to evolution, wala pang tao talaga. So from the very, okay, from the cyanobacteria and what do you call the cyanobacteria, nag-evolve tayo totally, okay, to many type of organisms and many more organisms na nag-branch out. Diba? Okay, so iba-iba na. Okay, yung mga organisms natin na makikita today. Okay, may mga organisms na complex, may mga simple organisms. Okay, so living things have changed and evolved over millions of years. Ang dami nang nabago. May mga organisms na wala na sa ecosystem. May mga organisms naman na hanggang ngayon nandito pa rin sa ating ecosystem. Okay. Next, similar body structures may show common ancestry. Okay, it's true. Pwede. Because similar structures like bones in humans, okay, yung sa humans nga natin and whales, suggest they came from shared ancestors. At titingnan natin kung bakit naging ganun. Bakit parehas lang naman yung kanilang bone structure, pero bakit na-conclude natin that they came from same ancestor? Okay, titingnan natin saan ba siya maisaswak natin doon sa fossil, okay, doon sa biogeography or sa um, what do you call this? What morphology. Okay, so titingnan natin or doon sa comparative morphology natin, titingnan natin kung saan siya swak. Okay? So next. So these are the evidences for evolution. Ito yung mga ebidensya na ipapaliwanag natin isa-isa ngayon. Una, fossils. So fossil evidence is one of the strong proof, okay, na organisms evolve through time. So preserved remains or traces of organism from the past show how life has changed over time. Biogeography, the study of where organisms live around the world, showing how species are distributed in different places and how they are evolved. Okay, so ano po ba yung tinatawag nating biogeography? Ito yung mga anak na ay pag-aaral kung saan natin matatagpuan ang iba't ibang organism na nabubuhay sa mundo at kung bakit. Siyempre, magkakaiba ang mga ito depende sa lugar. Ano po? For example, may mga hayop na matatagpuan lamang sa isang particular na kontinente, okay, isla. Okay, for example, kangaroo. Okay, saan siya? Sa Australia. For example, tarsier. Okay, endemic lang talaga siya sa Bohol. Bakit may mga ganong animals na specific lang or sa isang specific na lang lugar makikita or may mga animals naman na kahit saan mong lugar makikita. Ano? So, bakit may mga ganon? Okay, biogeography will explain that. Ano, comparative morphology? Ano naman yung comparative morphology? It's the comparison of body structures of different organisms to find similarities that suggest common ancestry. Okay. Ito mga anak, pag sinabi natin from the word itself, comparative, paghahambing ng ating mga body structure, ng mga parts natin, paghahambing. Okay, parts or structure, anyo ng katawan ng iba't ibang organisms. Halimbawa, okay, yung braso natin, pakpak ng mga paniki, or even the flipper ng mga balyena. Okay, may pagkakatulad daw, sabi ng mga scientists, when it comes to basic bone structure. Kahit iba-iba yung kanilang purpose or gamit. 'Di ba? Yung ating kamay, grasp, one of the characteristics of primates. Yung sa ano ng paniki, yung pakpak, syempre for them to fly, to be able to fly. Yung flipper, aid for swimming sa mga balyena, 'di ba? Iba-iba yung purpose pero may similarities. Next, genetics. The study of DNA genes which shows relationship between organisms based on their genetic similarities. Okay, so talaga mga anak, genetics, ano ba yung genetics natin sa grade 8? Pag-aaral yan ng DNA na naglalaman syempre ng mga information, mga impormasyon tungkol sa characteristics ng organism. Okay, at alam nyo ba mga anak na kapag pinaghambing ng mga scientists ang DNA ng iba't ibang organism, makikita na nila doon kung gaano talaga sila kalapit sa isa't isa. Okay, kasi nga, ang pagkakatulad ng DNA ay ebidensya na maaaring meron silang common ancestor. Even now, di ba, pag nagpa-DNA tayo, halimbawa, hindi mo alam na sino yung anak, we can conduct DNA. Di ba, alam niyo mga anak sa science, ang DNA ay isa sa pinaka makapangyarihang ebidensya. Okay? At pinaka-realistic evidence of common ancestry. Okay. Next, embryology. The study of how organisms develop before birth, showing similarities in early stages that suggest shared ancestry. Okay, embryology mga anak, ito naman, paano naging ebidensya to ng evolution? Okay, syempre mga anak, tayo, pag pinagbubuntis tayo, before tayo panganak, we undergo in several stages. Okay, at may mga stages tayo mga anak na yung ating katawan or structure ng stage na yon ay may kaparehas. Okay, sa early development stage ng iba't ibang animals. Kaya ginagamit din yung embryology as evidence for evolution. Okay, so may ipapakita ko sa inyo mga anak na infographics. Actually, hindi ito nakalagay sa PowerPoint. Ito yung 5 evidences of evolution. Okay, so scientists use many kinds of evidence to show what life on Earth has changed, okay, over a very long time. Long time. Here are 5 important lines of evidence. Una, yung pinaliwanag natin yung fossils. Okay, preserve remains, impressions or traces of ancient organisms found in rocks. They show how organisms have changed over millions of years. Example nito mga anak is yung fossil record of horses. Tingnan natin, through fossils, makikita natin kung paano nag-evolve ang mga kabayo. Okay. Based on their changes in size, leg structure, and teeth over millions of years. Okay. Tingnan natin yung Euhippus or 50 million years ago. Ganito talaga sila dati ang itsura. Pagdating ng 30 million years ago, ganyan na yung horses. Lumaki ng konti. Pagdating ng 10 million years ago, Okay, aba, ito na ang itsura ng unggoy. Today or modern horse, 'di ba? Through fossils, nakikita ng mga scientist kung paano nag-evolve ang isang organism. Fossil records lang 'yan, makapangyarihang ebidensya. Sunod, biogeography. Biogeography is the study of the geographic distribution of organisms. It shows that living things are not spread evenly around the world. Example is yung marsupials like kangaroos are found in Australia, while similar mammals are found in other continents. 'Di ba? Okay. So, iba-iba yung kanilang structure, may similarities naman sa katawan, pero makikita lang sila sa isang lugar. At bakit? Bakit kaya ganun? One of the factor, the environment. These organisms adapt. Okay, though we can trace that, for example, they came from common ancestry, but because of the climate in different parts of the planet, animals evolve. Okay, ano po? Next, comparative morphology. Okay, for this compares the body structures of different organisms. Similar structures may have different functions, but come from a common ancestor. Like for example, homologous forelimbs. Sa human, ganito. Ito naman sa bat, sa whale, and then cat. 'Di ba, if you're going to investigate, kung marunong ka mag-investigate, meron silang similarities. Okay, the forelimbs of humans, bat, whales, and cats have the same basic bone structure, but are used for different purposes. Okay. Yung sa human for grasping, bat for flying, whale for swimming, cat for walking. We can still talaga conclude that maybe these animals came from common ancestors. Okay, nag-evolve lang, iba-iba yung kinalabasan because of how environment shaped them. Ano po? Next, genetics. Genetics is the study of the genes and DNA. Comparing DNA sequence of different organisms show how closely they are related. Actually, this is one of the most powerful. On the five, okay, ito yung pinaka-powerful. Okay, so part of the DNA sequence, okay, magkakaparehas. Okay, humans and chimpanzees have about 98 to 99% of their DNA in common. Grabe ano, humans and chimpanzee more than with dogs or chickens. The more similar the DNA, the closer the relationship. Grabe, ano? Okay. Next, embryology is the study of how embryos develop. Many different organisms have similar structures, okay, in their early stages of development. Okay, so tingnan ninyo yung mga early stages of development pag pinagbubuntis yung bawat organisms or development of early stage even sa nakalagay sila sa what do you call, sa mga egg or kung sila saan man, kung paano sila pinagbuntis. Tingnan niyo yung kanilang um, body structure, embryology. At ito yung sa tao. Di ba sa tao parang may tail din? Tingnan niyo yung iba't ibang mga animals. Okay, so early embryos of vertebrates look very similar as they develop. They become different, di ba? Okay, so habang sila ay nagde-develop through time, nagbabago. And ginagamit po ang embryology as evidence din. Okay, to trace common ancestry. Ano? So, sige. So, the big picture, all these pieces of evidence fit together like a puzzle and support one powerful idea. Life on Earth has changed over time through a process called evolution. So, science continues to find new clues, but the evidence already tells a clear story. We share the common history of life. Okay. So, ang saya mag-aral ng science. If will go back, mas masaya 'to pag-aralan. So anyway, ayan. So balikan natin yung first activity natin. Okay, so hindi ko na 'to masyadong i-discuss kasi napaliwanag ko na naman ano po. So fossils as evidence for evolution. So fossils are the preserved remains or traces of organisms that live a long time ago. This can include bones, teeth, shells, footprints, or even leaf impressions found in rocks. Fossils form when plants or animals die and are quickly covered by soil or mud. Over time, layers of sediments harden into rock, preserving parts of the organism. Okay, so scientists study fossils to learn about organisms that no longer exist today. including dinosaurs and other extinct species, by comparing fossils from different time periods. So scientists can see how living things have changed over millions of years. Okay, so this is why fossils are considered strong evidence for evolution. They show that life on Earth is not fixed but has changed gradually over time. Fossils also help scientists understand how species are related and how some organisms become or became extinct while others survive. So, fossil evidence. Dinosaur bones found in rocks. It's a fossil. Ano? Okay. Tingnan natin ano. Fresh caught or fresh fish caught in the river. It's not a fossil. Okay. Footprints. It's a fossil. A, li- a, l- a live tree. Okay. Growing in a forest. It's not a fossil. Kasi paano ba nabubuo ang fossil after organisms die? Ano? Teeth of a prehistoric shark found in soil. It's a fossil. Okay, a bone. A leaf imprint preserved in rock. It's a fossil. A butterfly flying in a garden. It's not a fossil. Okay, shells of ancient sea animals. It's a fossil. Okay, so why are fossils important? Fossils are important evidence for evolution because they show how organisms have changed over time and include extinct species found in different layers of rock. Okay, so sige, wag na po ito. Wag na natin. Ito. Wag na rin ito. So, fossil record. So, the fossil record is the collection of all fossils found in different layers of rock. Tingnan natin. Yung ating underneath mga anak, may different layers yan. And in every layers, may mga nakikitang mga fossils. And it also tells how different organisms exist in different periods of times. Okay, so iba-iba rin yung time, ano niyan, time scale dito sa ating fossil record. Ano? So, it shows that older fossils are usually found in deeper layers, while newer fossils are found closer to the surface, helping scientists understand the order of life through time. Okay, so meron din tayong mga tinatawag na transitional fossils. Show features of the different groups of organisms. So this means they have characteristics of older group and new group. Okay, for examples, yung ating Archaeopteryx. Okay, so this fossil is very important because it shows both bird-like and reptile-like features. It had feathers like birds but also had teeth claws and a long tail like reptiles. Ito yung example mga anak noon. Okay, na fossils. Ano? Okay, so wag na po ito. Ayan. Another fossil is yung ating ancient horse. Okay, kaya na may pinakita ko kanina sa inyo mga anak na uh, evolution ng horse because of fossils. Kaya na-trace ng mga scientists yung body structure ng mga horses or ancient horses because of the discovery of fossils. Ayan. So, wag na ito. Medyo mahaba na. Napaliwanag ko na naman doon. Ano? So, proceed tayo sa biogeography. So, ano nga, pag-aaral, okay, where living organisms are found around the world. It looks at why certain animals and plants live in specific places, not in others. Okay, so for example, yung ating kangaroos found mostly in Australia because of geographic distribution. Different islands have unique species. Animals in cold places have thick fur, while animals in hot places do not. It's adaptation to environment. Similar species are found in nearby countries. Organisms live in different environments depending on climate. Okay, tapos na tayo sa biogeography. Body structure or comparative morphology. So, pag sinabi natin comparative morphology is the study of the similarities and differences of body structures to trace common ancestry. Okay, so human arm and whale, discuss ko na din naman to. Okay. So, meron tayong tinatawag na, may iba't iba tayong types of structure. Homologous structures, body structures, and different organisms that have similar internal structure but different functions showing common ancestry. Okay. Analogous naman, body structures that have the same function but different internal structure and different origin showing no common ancestry. Okay. Body structures that are vestigial structures. Body structures that are reduced in size or have no important function anymore, showing evidence of evolution from ancestors. Okay, so for example, magbigay tayo ng example. Dito sa homologous, yung pinakita ko kanina na yung sa arm ng human, yung sa flipper ng whale. Okay, internal structure. Same, okay, they have similar internal structure pero iba-iba yung function. Analogous naman, ito na yung same function. Like for example, yung wings ng butterfly. Okay, and wings ng bird. Okay. So, same yung function nila but different internal structure. Okay, syempre yung sa wings ng butterfly, iba yung internal structure. Yung wings ng bird, iba din internal structure. Same function but different internal structure, which shows no common ancestry. Okay, so next is vestigial structures. Body structures that are reduced in size or have no important function anymore, showing evidence of evolution from ancestors. Okay, so ang very example nito is yung human tailbone or coccyx. So, ang tailbone ay maliit na bahagi ng ating katawan na itinuturing natin na vestigial structure. So, ito ay isang reduced remnant ng ating ancestral tail ng ating mga ninuno. Okay, so may mga structure na dati ay mas prominent sa ancestors natin, pero ngayon ay reduced na or nawala na. Ano, what do you mean by that? Hindi na natin nakikita, which is ito daw, common dati sa mga ancestors natin. That's the vestigial structure. Okay. Okay, for formative assessment. So choose the letter of the correct answer. What is evolution? So evolution is the change in weather over time, change in living things over time, movement of animals, growth of plants. Of course, it's letter B. Ano po? Which is evidence of evolution? Syempre fossils. And then, fossils are best described as, correct, letter C. Ano po? Preserved remains of ancient organisms. What do biogeography studies? Correct. Distribution of organisms in different places. Organisms in different places evolve differently because of, okay, correct. Letter B, isolation and environment, which is an example of homologous structure. Correct. It's letter B, human arm and whale flipper. Analogous structures have the same structure and same function, different structure and same function, same structure and different function, or no function at all. Okay, letter B. It's different structure and same function. Vestigial structures are A. Very useful organs today, structures with no evolutionary history, body parts with little or no current function, new body parts forming. Letter C. Body parts with little or no current function, which is an example of transitional fossil. Human skeleton, Archaeopteryx, modern bird, dog bone. Letter B, ano? Okay, the Archaeopteryx. So, transitional fossils. Darwin's finches are important because they show letter B, adaptation and natural selection. Okay, so that's it, grade 10. So yun lang po yung ating three main evidence for evolution, the fossils, biogeography, and comparative morphology.